Before Sauron ever forged a ring, before Numenor rose, before even the sun and moon existed, Middle-earth was home to ancient beings of immense power, creatures older than Sauron, older than the Second Age, older even than Middle-earth itself. Today, we uncover the forgotten beast that shaped the world long before the enemy took form. Hello everyone, and welcome to Storyteller's Codex. Here we delve deep into the rich lore of the Lord of the Rings, a song of ice and fire, and the vast worlds beyond. On this channel, we blend the soothing power of cutting-edge technology with the timeless knowledge of dedicated storytellers. That's us, the voices behind the Codex. Settle in, relax, and enjoy. To understand these ancient creatures, we must place Sauron in his proper context. Sauron is a Maya, a lesser divine spirit created before the world began, but he was not among the oldest or greatest of his kind. He entered Arda later, after originally serving the Valar Aule. Before Sauron became a lieutenant of Morgoth, the world was already populated by beings that dwarfed him in age, scale, and destructive potential. These were not monsters in the classic sense. They were creations, corruptions, or autonomous spirits tied to the making of the world. Many of them shaped the First Age directly, long before Sauron became the Dark Lord we know. 1. Ungoliant, the Devourer of Light. Ungoliant is older than Sauron and tied directly to the unknown void outside Arda. She was not created by the Valar or corrupted by Morgoth. Her origin is mysterious, possibly a spirit of hunger and darkness drawn from outside the world entirely. Ungoliant helped Morgoth destroy the two trees, draining their light, an act so powerful and symbolic that Sauron could never replicate it. Her brood would later include Shelob, but Ungoliant herself existed before the sun, before the moon, and before the corrupted form of Sauron even emerged. She embodies a threat beyond the world, older and more primal than evil in its recognizable form. 2. The Great Eagles, Spirits of the Wind. The eagles are not merely giant birds, they are Maya spirits in physical form, servants of Manwë, the Lord of the Air. This makes many of them older than Sauron, since they existed alongside the Valar during the shaping of the world. Thorondor, the greatest of the eagles, had a wingspan over 180 feet, and scarred the face of Ancalagon the Black in battle. He is a being of mythic power, far beyond anything Sauron created. 3. The First Dragons, Fire Drakes and Cold Drakes. Before Sauron rose in influence, Morgoth forged the earliest dragons. Glaurung, the father of dragons, unnamed Cold Drakes of the First Age, the proto-drakes that would lead to Ancalagon. These creatures were creations of Morgoth alone. Sauron was present but not yet commander or strategist. Glaurung predates Sauron's era of true power. He shaped the fate of entire kingdoms before Sauron was feared in Middle-earth. 4. The Balrogs, spirits who fell before Sauron. Did Balrogs were originally Maya spirits, similar in nature to Sauron, but they were corrupted by Morgoth long before Sauron fully turned to evil. They fought in the earliest wars against the Valar, and many served Morgoth during the Years of the Lamps, long before Arda was reshaped. Point blank, Balrogs were lieutenant-level beings before Sauron ever became one. 5. The Great Stone Giants and Earth Spirits. Mysterious. Earthborn spirits existed in Arda's earliest days. Some remained neutral, others became monstrous. Tolkien mentions stone giants in the Misty Mountains, suggesting ancient mountain spirits tied to the Earth's foundations. Their existence may predate Sauron by thousands of years, echoing a world where Arda's raw elements were alive and active. Why the Devourer of Light was on a different level. Ungoliant is, by far, the most terrifying example of an ancient being older than Sauron. Sauron was a fallen Maya, immensely powerful, but still within the hierarchy of the Valar. Ungoliant was outside that hierarchy. Her hunger was so absolute that she threatened Morgoth himself. After draining the two trees and drinking the wells of Varda, she demanded that Morgoth give her the Silmarils. He refused, and she nearly consumed him. Morgoth, in terror, let out a scream so powerful that the Balrogs heard him across Angband and rushed to save him. Think about what that means. Ungoliant nearly devoured the most powerful dark god of the world. Sauron would never reach that level. Ungoliant's power is primordial, older than the world's moral structure. Her evil is alien, cosmic, and unfathomable. She is not below Sauron, she is beyond Sauron. The First Age of Fire. When Sauron was still a servant learning from Aule, Morgoth began forging monsters of destruction, Glaurung the Deceiver, the early fire drakes, and eventually the winged dragons. Glaurung predates the rise of Sauron's own forces by centuries. He manipulated Turin Turambar, ruined Nargothrond, and reshaped political and geopolitical history through his cruelty. Dragons existed during Morgoth's campaigns in Beleriand, when Sauron was not yet an independent warlord. By the time Sauron began shaping armies, dragons were already ancient forces. This makes dragons, not Sauron, the defining military terror of the First Age. The veterans of the First War. Balrogs are often mistaken as Sauron's minions, but they were Morgoth's elite soldiers long before Sauron fully joined him. During the destruction of the Lamps, Balrogs fought alongside Morgoth against the Valar, an age so ancient that Sauron was still undecided in his loyalty. Balrog stood at the fall of Utumno, shaping the earliest battles of the world. Sauron was a late arrival to Morgoth's cause. Balrogs were the generals of ancient darkness, before Sauron was even relevant as a military leader. They are veterans of a war older than the sun. Sauron's true reign begins in the Second Age, when he forged armies, corrupted Númenor, and built Barad-dûr. But long before that, the world belonged to beings more ancient and more dangerous. The eagles shaped the skies, the dragons reshaped kingdoms, Ungoliant reshaped the nature of light itself. The Balrogs reshaped the earliest wars. The world Sauron inherited was carved by monsters he did not command, and powers he could never equal. Sauron was a titan of the Second and Third Ages, but he was not the oldest nor the greatest power ever to walk Arda. Before his rise, Middle-earth was a living myth, filled with creatures of divine or primordial origin. Ungoliant, the Balrogs, the first dragons, the great eagles, and the earth spirits of the early world were the true architects of Arda's ancient history. Sauron became a Dark Lord, but he inherited a world shaped by terrors far older than himself, and those forgotten beasts are the true legends of Middle-earth. If you are interested in The Lord of the Rings or A Song of Ice and Fire, click one of the links on the screen to dive deeper into the lore. Thanks for watching, and we hope to see you next time.